Hey, what's up guys, it's Vertical Hoops here, and today I have another NBA 2K17 news video for you guys. So much news has been released in the past few days and within the past week, and it's really getting the whole community pretty excited and pumped up for 2K17. So in my opinion, one thing that I'm pretty excited about is that 2K announced that there's going to be a new park called After Dark. And I'm pretty sure After Dark isn't going to be like one of the three main parks, how like we usually have it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more similar to Stage or Ante-Up, where you can go there and it doesn't really matter what affiliation you're with. Now I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's what I think it's gonna be. And the thing that makes After Dark pretty cool is that you can do 3-point contests there, you can have dunk contests, and there's gonna be set up tournaments by 2K that you can do there. There's also a DJ and a crowd, so it seems like it's gonna be a pretty cool place that you can go to with your MyPlayer. That's just gonna be a little different from parks. So moving away from After Dark, some more news that has been released by 2K is that in 2K17 you're gonna be able to have custom jump shots, which is cool. So you can set like a base and a release, kind of like how they used to have it. So you don't just choose one release and have it as your whole form. There's also a bunch of new controls that have been released by Mike Wang, since he's like the game developer. Or the gameplay developer. So there's a lot of new controls for like the post and stealing and stuff like that. I don't know all of them, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of new controls. There's a new shot meter, and all types of shots have a shot meter, whether it's a full court shot or like a regular mid-range jumper or whatever. All kind of shots do have a shot meter except for dunks. So another thing that really excites me besides After Dark is that it was said that ankle breakers are going to be a lot more common in 2K17, and there's also a lot of new animations for ankle breakers. So it was also said that size ups, like the size ups we have in 2K7 or 2K16, where we have like the Jamal and Stephen Curry and stuff like that, those aren't going to be in 2K17. You're going to have to like mix and match and create your own size ups with like certain moves that are going to be put in the game. So I think that's really going to make ankle breakers a lot more fun and cooler, since there's going to be new animations. And if you really have to know how to dribble in order to get it, so like that's going to make it so that there's a bigger gap in the skill groups and like the skill between players. So like if you know how to dribble, then it's gonna be pretty fun. But if you don't know how to dribble, and in 2K16 all you did was like spam certain size ups, like spam the Jamal Crawford size up and stuff like that, then you might have some trouble in 2K17 getting used to like the new dribbling. But yeah, moving away from ankle breakers, I'm pretty excited about that. Moving on to the next thing, this is something that I'm not really too sure how I feel about it. It was said that if you're a big man and you're in the paint and then a guard comes in to try and score on you, if you're the guard, you're going to have like a lot of trouble scoring on a big man. So it's going to make like driving to the paint more difficult. So I'm not really too sure how I feel about that. I'm sure 2K is going to go about it the right way, but I'm just hoping that if you make like a slashing guard or whatever, then you don't just get blocked every single time, because that just kind of defeats the purpose. Because if you make a player based around going in the paint and you can't shoot threes very well, you're not going to want to just get blocked every single time you go in. And on the other hand, if you're a big man and let's say the offense does a pick and roll or something, and you get switched onto a guard and you're out there on the perimeter where big men don't usually play, it was said that it's going to be really hard to like strap up a point guard and stick with them. So I'm also not sure how I feel about that, because if any of you guys remember in Game 7 of the finals, where it was getting close to the end, Kevin Love got switched on to Steph Curry, and the Warriors really needed a 3, so Steph Curry was trying to do his magic to get open for a 3, and Kevin Love just did a really good job of guarding him. So I feel like maybe there's just going to be rare occurrences where you get lucky and you're able to stick with a really good player, but I just hope it's not super easy if you're a point guard to just blow by centers and stuff, because I just feel like that's going to make defense kind of messed up. I'm not really too sure. Hopefully it's not that big of a deal, but that's just kind of like how I feel about it before even playing the game. I just hope defense isn't going to be broken with like different positions guarding each other. So moving on to the next thing, in 2K17 we're going to have double alley-oops. So let's say the point guard is bringing up the ball or whatever, and he throws a lob up to like let's say the small forward, and the small forward feels like throwing it to the center or whatever. You can do double alley-oops where you catch it in midair and then throw it to the next guy and then he can finish it. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to make for some really cool highlight plays, I think. So another thing that goes with dribbling, there's a dribble meter now, like a dribble fatigue meter, so you can't spam certain moves. You have to like know how to get around your opponent, and you have to be efficient with your dribble moves, because if you do use your whole meter and then let's say you get open at the last minute or whatever, you can miss wide open layups and dunks, and you can also miss shots. So you don't really want to spam dribble moves, you want to be efficient with it, and that's going to also include like passing to your teammates more, so you can like regain your fatigue meter or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think it's going to make it, once again, so that like the better players will be better, and it's going to make like a difference in skill gaps and stuff like that. but I'm sure it'll be fine. So the next thing I want to talk about is MyCareer, and it was said that there's going to be a unique MyCareer Storylines. So your story is going to change depending on how you react to certain things that are thrown at you, and also how you play. And there's also a dynamic duo within your MyCareer, where there's another player who was drafted late in the second round on another team. So when you play them, there's going to be certain situations, and then your storyline changes depending on how you react to them. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Not every person is going to have the same exact story like it's been in the past. So I think that's pretty cool. And another thing that goes along with builds when you're making your MyPlayer, certain badges are only available to upgrade for certain players. So let's say you're like an outside point guard or whatever, you're going to have certain like 3-point badges, for example, that you can upgrade to gold. But then all of your other badges are just going to stay at bronze, so you can't have a completely gold like badged out player for every single position. And to go along with that, there's also certain badges that you can only get in Park for your players. So like you can't just change your difficulty to rookie and then just get all of the badges and then bring out your really good guy into the park or whatever. There's some badges that you have to earn out there against other online players. So I think that's going to make it pretty difficult, or not necessarily difficult, but it's going to make it harder to get certain badges. But I think it'll be pretty cool, and it's going to be different. So I'm kind of looking forward to that experience and seeing what that's going to be like. So another thing that's really good news for a lot of Park players is that now you can get Park rep in ProAm. So a while back in 2K15, there was something called the Rec Center, where it's basically 5-on-5, kind of like walk-on ProAm, but you earned rep from it, and it was a really good way to rep up. So a lot of people liked playing that. So it does seem like rep is going to be coming back for ProAm this year. Whether or not it's like actual teams or just walk-on ProAm will give you rep. But yeah, there is going to be rep in ProAm. And while we're on the topic of ProAm, there is different like ranks for your ProAm team. So I don't really know too much about this, but there's like different ranks. So I'm pretty sure there's like silver and gold, and then I think the final one is elite. And then once you get at elite, you can get like endorsements, I think, and then you can earn extra VC. So like I said, I'm not really sure exactly how that works, but I'm pretty excited because I do kind of like ProAm too along with Park. So yeah, that's pretty good news from me. So another little thing, this isn't that big, but you can now invite your friends directly to your park. So that makes things easier. And also if you're just joining, you don't have to join twice, like first into yours and then into theirs. You can just join directly into theirs from the MyCourt. So also about MyCourts, they are redesigned. They look really different. I think they look better. I mean, they look pretty cool. I mean, I didn't really care too much about them this year, but yeah, they do look pretty cool going into next year. And you can also save up to 3 MyCourts, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, whether it's like different ones for different players or like you can just switch around. So like I'm not exactly sure how that works, but you can save up to 3 different MyCourts. So we're getting to the end of all this news. Just a couple last little things. It was said by some of the people who were invited to go play 2K17 early that there is a clear difference in skill gap now. Stealing is free for all, and there's also big man post fights kind of. There's a lot of different like controls to do different things in the post, and stealings are free for all, so like you need a lot more skill to actually get steals. Also, they said the overall game speed of like the whole game is faster. And then the last couple little things, you can scan in your face from your cell phone. So I'm assuming there's going to be an app, kind of like how NBA Live has it. So that's going to be pretty cool for people who like don't have a PS4 camera or a Kinect. Blacktop has crowds, and there's also things that you unlock as rewards. For example, like whether or not it's like a My Team card or you unlock certain things for your MyCourt. There's just a lot of things this year that you will unlock for yourself as you do certain things and get certain rewards. So the last thing is, it was said that devs can now hotfix things like without releasing a patch or an update. They can just change little things. So like if there's ever an exploit or whatever, they don't necessarily have to put out an update to fix certain things. So yeah, that's it for this video. There was a lot of news released and I didn't cover every single thing. But yeah, there's been a lot of things released in the past week. It's really getting the community really excited for 2K17. I hope that it does live up to the hype. I'm sure it will. 2K usually does a pretty good job at making their games good. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was pretty long, but like I said, there was just so much news that has been released and I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
One man shooting tonight was absolutely remarkable. This year's champion, Freak.
What a commando performance by our champion. Once he got rolling, the only question was, who's getting second?